Hello everyone, welcome to today's plan with me. A very, very, very happy Christmas and a soon to be happy new year to everyone. I hope you're having a really, really wonderful festive period. I hope you're getting all the rest that you need. I hope you're eating all the delicious things and I hope you're just having a really wonderful, wonderful time. For this spread, I am using a kit by Thaowie. It is called Winter Wishes. As always, Wendy is in the room with me when I'm doing this, and she has got a really rustly toy. She is asleep, but she does keep stretching and yawning and things, so apologies in advance if you hear any of that. For this kit, I did get the full kit. I got multiple sheets of floral deco, and then I also got the journaling kit as well. I will fully, my full intention, I'm fully intending, can't get my words straight, to use those journaling kits, to use the journaling kit for a dashboard spread when I move into my 2023 planner. So I thought, well, if I have loads of floral deco left over, that's absolutely fine because I can use it for that purpose. This is a beautiful kit. So this is the one that I am forever referencing in the same breath as the Miss and Meow Holiday Magic Kit. Because they are the same clip art, but they're very different kits. They've done slightly different colour schemes, and they're completely different formats because they're completely different shops. And I love them both, and I wanted to use them both this year. For this one, I specifically wanted to do something that Lauren of Plan Most Plan did a few months ago. She did a spread using a Cross by Thowie kit. Actually, it was a fall spread, an autumn spread, autumn spread. And she did this beautiful sort of droopy garland along the top with the floral divider, the long floral washi strip, and then she used this double line divider from Sadie Stickers, and I thought it was perfection, absolute perfection. I fell in love with it. So this kit seemed like the perfect kit to do that. You can see me measuring everything up now. Wendy's decided that now is the time to have an absolute insane glug of water. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure everything sort of lined up with the other side of the page so it didn't look funny when I finished everything. And I just love it. It's so simple. I'll be doing this a lot. I'm probably going to do this in my New Year's spread because I think it is so pretty. It's so pretty. And then I'm obsessed with these Days of the Week scripts from Sadie Stickers. More of those will be purchased at some point for sure. Sorry if I sound at all different. It's always the way. Wendy will be asleep for hours and hours and hours. She'll be super chill. I'll just start doing something and she's like, oh yeah, now I need this, now I need that. So I just had to take a pause. Hopefully I don't sound any different, but just in case. So if Sadie Stickers releases a full sheet of those more permanently, or if she releases them again in a $2 Tuesday, I absolutely, without hesitation, will be purchasing them. They are the most perfect scripts that there ever could be. And the date dots are so cute as well. They were the typewriter version. So I just wanted to mix up this sort of garland area. Do you know what? I honestly wonder why I bother sometimes. I'm mid-sentence and she's knocked a handbag off the side because she can obviously smell the treats in there. She's having a wander around the stairs. She's sniffing every single pair of shoes. I just can't. She will absolutely 100% be doing something naughty in the kitchen in a minute. It's the minute I sit down to do something that's been on my list all day and she's been good as gold all day, now's the time she's like, oh yeah, just like when I'm on the phone, she'll wander off, she'll sneak off and she'll go and do something. And I go in and she's knocked something off the counter or she's got into a cupboard. I mean, honestly, this dog, it's unbelievable. She's lush, but she tests me. She tests me hard. And you can't tell a dog off in the same way you can discipline a child. You just have to kind of do the ahs and move them away and onto something else. It's painful. It's so painful. Now she's cuddled up next to me. She's slumped next to me. I see that. She knows. You know what you did. So back to what I was actually saying is that I was just mixing in some garlands to make it more of a kind of Christmassy spread. In case I haven't said already, this is the week of Christmas that I'm planning. It's a funny one this year because we've got Christmas on a Sunday, Christmas Day on a Sunday, or had Christmas Day on a Sunday, and then New Year's Day will be on a Sunday as well. So I'll have the New Year's week as a New Year's kit, but only one day of that week is actually the start of January, which is really weird to me. But anyway, I completely digress. I ended up using an extra Christmas kit this year anyway. I used the gingerbread kit from Miss Meow in November because I couldn't choose. So this whole week, before I go into the plans, in my sidebar, I pulled a calendar from Crafts by Thaowie. I pulled a script from Sadie's Stickers. I think those are permanently in her shop now. I just sort of foiled up the calendar a little bit with a dainty dot divider from Miss Meow. I just popped a bit on there. And then everything in the rest of the sidebar is from the kit, apart from I did pull in those beautiful white baubles with the gold foil are from Crafts by Thaowie. I don't know if they're still there, but she definitely did a $2 Tuesday of those. So I just have 2 small sheets of those. They're actually a little bit big. I wish they were more like the size of the ones in the date cover section, which are from Sadie's Stickers. I thought they were going to be more like that size. They're quite big. They're quite bulky baubles, so I couldn't do much there. And then I used a little a little garland from Sadie's Stickers as well, just to kind of pretty up that section a bit. So that's everything in my sidebar. And then I'm just spacing out my full boxes. And I also wanted to pull in the headers because they're so pretty. I wanted to pull in the floral headers that were in the kit. So I pulled those in as well. I was just trying to line up all of my boxes, but I did not the best job. You can see on the second half of the week, I just didn't quite line them up right. So my Sunday box doesn't line up right with my Saturday box, and there's too big of a gap between Saturday and Friday, but it doesn't matter when you're looking at the whole spread altogether. Thankfully, that's not where your eye goes. So yeah, in terms of plans this week, as I'm sure was the rest of the world, I was just sort of preparing for Christmas, getting the last bits and pieces with work done. I just jumped a mile then. Something just moved in the kitchen. I assume it's something I've moved out of Wendy's way, and I just absolutely jumped a mile. I was marking Christmas Day because I wanted to make sure I used the scripts from Paper Trail Plans this year. Not from Paper Trail Plans, talking absolute nonsense. Sorry, my head isn't with it at all now that Wendy's completely thrown me off course. I wanted to use my mini scripts from Rose Coloured Days. So I just thought, before I get carried away with the deco for the week, I'll just mark Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. Actually, I may have come back and marked Christmas Eve. I can't remember now, but Christmas Day, I definitely wanted to mark just using that Merry Christmas sticker. Unfortunately, I was off sick for a few days this week, so it was a pretty boring week. There were a couple of days where I couldn't walk Wendy because I was so drained. It felt really coldy, fluey, like my head felt like it was swimming. Every time I sort of moved to bend down at all or to sort of sit and get up out of bed or anything, I felt this whoosh of just everything in my head moving around, and it made me feel so unsteady and so unwell. So I spent a lot of time in bed. I worked as long as I could on Monday, and I think about 2:00 I called my manager and said, look, I'm really not okay. I need to go back to bed right now. I've done as much as I can. She was absolutely fine with it. And then I ended up being off on Tuesday and Wednesday because I just needed to be still. I needed to be lying still and not looking at a screen. So I spent a lot of time holed up in bed, unfortunately, on those days. And then I couldn't go out and walk Wendy or anything like that. So Lewis had to take care of that. And then, on days like that, things just sort of get left on in the TV in the background. So I don't think I've marked any kind of big movies that we would have watched or anything. So then, I just had to pull in these beautiful stickers just while I've seen it, from the journaling sheet, the arches that I've just laid down there. Oh my goodness, they are beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful stickers. Again, really feminine, really delicate, really thoughtfully designed, and they're just gorgeous. She put one arch, and then she did like a fancy shape box. So I used both of them in this spread to sort of balance out, one on one side and one on the other, and they are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Crafts by Thowie really does come through with the format. I mean, I purchased this kit last year, so this is not her most recent format. you know, if she's going to re-release a kit, she will reformat it to match, unless it's old stock that she's getting rid of. But oh my goodness, I mean, this was last year's format and it is perfection. I panic bought it last year because I didn't want it to not come back this year. It came back, but it doesn't matter because her format is perfection. And I'd also pulled in, you see the frame, sort of square frame boxes. She'd released a beige aesthetic colour scheme of those, and they matched perfectly with the scallops in this kit. So I did pull those in, and then I also layered her lace scallop circles over the foiled version of those. I didn't realise they were bigger than the scallop circles in her kit until I tried to layer them, and then I was like, oh my goodness, it's huge in comparison. So I thought I'd make it a bit of a layering piece on the page, and I think I really like how it came out. What was I saying? So I was off and well, and then I worked both Thursday and Friday, and thankfully we were able to finish early on Friday afternoon, which was really nice. A few people were actually off sick this week as well, so I think something must have been going around. A couple of people were off sick the week before. I know a couple of my colleagues got COVID, and then on different days, different people were off this week. So come Christmas Eve, it wasn't all of us working anyway, but we got to finish a couple of hours early, which was really nice. And then, so this, I'm used to working on Christmas Eve, but this year Christmas Eve was on a Saturday. So we now, on the 23rd of December, which is the equivalent of Christmas Eve in Sweden, because they celebrate Christmas Day on Christmas Eve, they have like a big bingo. It's like a big TV show, and they do bingo, and they do big giveaways and stuff. And it's now a tradition for us to play it with our Swedish friends every year. So they stream it for us on Discord. We all have our own bingo tickets. I think it's called Bingo Lotto, something like that. And it is so much fun. It is so much fun. It's only a few hours. It's sort of 6:30 to 9:30 or something. We have some drinks, and it's just the most fun. So that's definitely something we will now be doing on an annual basis. We did it last year, and it was so much fun, and I'm so glad that we got to do it again this year. So I definitely made sure to mark that on the Friday. I'm trying to think something else. Annoyingly, I don't have my planner in front of me. There's definitely something else that I was marking that was important on this. Oh yeah, Glass Onion came out. Actually, it's quite an exciting week for stuff coming out. So Thursday, the second season of Alice in Borderland came out, and we're almost done with that. I think we've got 2 more episodes of that to watch, because we both go our separate ways to our own families for Christmas. We weren't able to kind of binge watch it together. There just wasn't enough time. So we're working our way through it now. Lewis is back in work in night shifts, so we're having to only squeeze things in when we can. Oh, there's the other journaling sticker that I was talking about. So on the 22nd, we watched as many episodes of that as we could as soon as I'd got home from work. As soon as he got home from work, actually, because he didn't get home until 7 p.m. that day. And then on the Friday, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery came out. So we started that, but because of bingo and everything, our evening got carried away. So we weren't able to finish that until we got back from our Christmas breaks. But anyway, so then Saturday was Christmas Eve. I drove home. My grandma's sister has a dog that she brings home for Christmas now. So we just wanted to get the dogs acquainted properly before Christmas Day, so it wasn't all crazy. So we took them for a walk together. They had a lovely run around the garden. And it was just a really nice start to Christmas. And then I went home. My mum loves putting together Christmas Eve packs for me and my sister. And it was so thoughtful. She just nailed everything in there. She really enjoys picking very specific things out for us to use that evening. And it was wonderful. Christmas Eve is a very special occasion in our family, and just the 4 of us just love just being together. And then Lewis drove home to his family in the afternoon, and they do Christmas very differently to how we do Christmas. We both really like our Christmas days, which is why we go our separate ways every year. Then Christmas Eve, I managed to talk them out of watching Elf, because I'm so tired of Elf. And they hadn't seen Christmas with the Cranks before, so we watched that, and they absolutely loved it. I knew they would. They love Christmas films like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, so I knew this was going to be right up their street. And it was so much fun. And then Christmas Day was just manic. I mean, too much was happening for me to be able to talk about in the last sort of 2 minutes of this video, but we woke up super early. We opened our own presents for each other on that morning. We're trying to think of different ways to be able to do it in the future, because, you know, it's easy to get kind of carried away with presents, but my mum just loves doing it every year. So I don't think I'm going to be able to talk her into anything like Secret Santa as a family, but I am trying, because there comes a point where as a wider family, we don't need to do all of these presents. It's just habit. So we're going to think about, in the bigger family, there's like 17 of us. So we're going to think about maybe doing some sort of Secret Santa for that. So there's not this pressure to be buying for everyone every year. Anyway, so we ordered our presents in the morning. Then we got ready to go to church. Wendy came to church with me. She's not been to church before, so it's a big, whole new thing with lots of people around. And she was loving the attention, but she was also really nervous. She had her tail between her legs and was saying hi to everyone, but her tail wasn't wagging or anything like that. So we took it easy, and I took her home fairly quickly after it finished, because so many people wanted to say hi because she's so cute, that it's easy to accidentally overdo it. And then we had Christmas dinner. She behaved beautifully. She sat in her bed. I was giving her loads of chicken and sausages and things. She was just loving every second of it. And then our whole family came over in the afternoon, and we played some very competitive games. We do love getting competitive in our family. We're a very competitive family. There are about 17 of us, 16 or 17 of us all together. And it gets pretty crazy. So that was really good fun. Wendy just fell asleep in the middle of the room, lapped up all the attention, and then crashed. It was very, very sweet. And then that sort of big family Christmas Day usually finishes about 9, so it was a nice early night. I was exhausted and very emotional, because it's a big deal looking after a dog in a situation like that, making sure she's not weeing on anything. So that was our big family Christmas. I mean, it was a really lovely end to the week. And I absolutely love how the spread came out. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in my New Year's week plan with me.